Alexander stepped back, anger simmering. You think forcing me into marriage will solve this? I think, Edward whispered, struggling to breathe. You have hidden behind business long enough. A long pause. I want to see my great-grandchild before I die. The words were no longer commanding, they were pleading. For the first time in years, Alexander felt something fracture beneath his controlled exterior. You built this empire for family, Edward continued weakly. But you forgot to build one of your own. The heart monitor beeped faster. Promise me, Edward said. Promise me the king name will not die with you. Alexander had never made promises lightly. In his world, promises were contracts, and contracts were binding. He leaned closer, his voice steady but tight. I will secure the heir. A faint breath of relief escaped the old man. That's my grandson, Edward murmured. The machines continued their rhythm, but the air had shifted. This was no longer about love. This was about legacy. Outside the hospital, an hour later, Alexander stood alone on the hospital balcony. The city lights shimmered beneath him like a kingdom waiting for command. He pulled out his phone. Call the legal team, he instructed coldly. I want the will reviewed by morning. A pause, and set up a confidential consultation with the top, fertility and surrogacy, specialists in the country. He ended the call without emotion. Marriage was inconvenient. Romance was inefficient. But heirs? Heirs were strategic. If the empire required a wife, then he would acquire one. The rain continued to fall over the city, unaware that somewhere in its quiet corners, a pure-hearted girl named Alara, Noor was about to have her life rewritten by a deal she never saw coming. And far above the skyline in a silent hospital room, the king legacy waited for its next heartbeat.